welcome to Craft Little Things. I'm Andrea. I wasn't going to film this video because I was just making some quick thank you cards for customers, but then it kind of evolved. So yeah, so I thought, oh, we'll show how it's made. You have to ignore this stamping pad. It's absolutely covered. In fact, let me just change it because it's absolutely covered in ink because I've been creating paper. Get rid of it because it's a bit scruffy looking. Yeah, so I was making thank you cards for customers, and I thought, oh, I'll do, well, it evolved actually. It was just going to be quite a simple card, and well, it is a simple card, but the cards I was making for customers were just going to be like that. And then I made a smudge on one, and so I thought, oh, I had a little butterfly that I'd stamped out, so I thought, oh, that'll go on there just to cover the smudge up. And then I had this that I'd been trying out my new Butterfly Beauty Thinlits, and this one I'd torn it as I was pulling it out, but I kept it anyway in my little stash. So I thought, oh, that might look nice being layered onto there, and then with thank you moving maybe up here a bit, going over where the butterfly is missing from. And I thought, yeah, that'll probably look quite nice. So then I decided to film the tutorial. Now I'm just going to zoom you in a bit so you can see this paper. This is just Whisper White by Stampin' Up, and I've used the Timeless Textures stamp set, and I've used this stamp here. And what I've done is I've used Tempting Turquoise. Now Tempting Turquoise is a retired colour, and I'd say it's kind of been replaced by Balmy Blue. I think Balmy Blue would be the closest to the Tempting Turquoise went out in 2018, and the blue that came in that was most like it, I think, was Balmy Blue. So if you haven't got Tempting Turquoise, try this with Balmy Blue. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to say I've got some Balmy Blue. I've got a little butterfly of Balmy Blue here. It's different. It's a much more pastel-y blue. Not as much green in it. But I would say it's the closest. Anyway, if you've got Tempting Turquoise, and use that. This is Tempting Turquoise and the cardstock as well. I had cardstock and ink, and I absolutely love this colour. It's my favourite colour, and then it retired. So in fact, I think all of my favourite colours retired. So yeah. So what I did was I just took this stamp, and I just pressed it into my stamp pad, and then I just stamped off a couple of times. That's why there was so much grubbiness down at the bottom of my stamping pad. And then I did this light background. I don't know if you can see, really light background. I just more or less covered my paper with the stamp. I didn't care if it overlapped or whatever. And then when I'd done that on the whole piece of A4, then I went over and I just stamped with the pure colour, so it was in the stamp pad on the paper, and that's the effect that I got, and it's really pretty. And then, like I said, this sentiment then comes from Vertical Greetings. That's the thank you. Now, Vertical Greetings is a stamp set that I wanted for ages, and I just kept preferring something else to it because I stick to quite a tight budget myself. But I'd seen so many cards made with it that just looked so crisp, and I just loved them. So I bought it on resale, I think. So I got that, and I'm right, it does look just so crisp and elegant, and it's just so easy to make a card with it. And like I say, I smudged it. So this is the small butterfly from the Butterfly Punch. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see. So it's this punch, and it's this small butterfly, which is just punched out of Tempting Turquoise. I'm not doing anything to it. I'm not adding any embellishments or anything. And then, like I said, I'd used a bit of Tempting Turquoise to test out this gorgeous die. And this is from the Butterfly Beauty Thinlits, which are available at the moment. And I'm not kidding you, these are absolutely beautiful. And what I didn't realise was these come in whole pieces. Don't know if you can see. Let me use my stamping mat and my stamping mat just to back it off so you can see it a bit better. Yeah, look at that, that's in one piece. But you can cut pieces off it if you wanted to. So that's that die. So obviously this one I snapped it off when I was pulling it out. And then there's another big one, which is this one. Oops, I've still got a bit stuck in that one. So that's pretty. They're both really pretty. And then there's tons of small dies in this set. Let me just zoom you in again so you can see. There's like, look at these tiny dinky little butterflies. And there's what I love, again, Stampin' Up! Have done it again, is instead of just giving you one of these tiny dies, they've given you lots of them. So you can run those through your big shot once and get like a handful of butterflies out, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think. Yeah, 12 of those little ones. So if you were to put all your dies in, you could get 12 at a run. So I thought, well, it's a shame to waste that. So I'm going to use it on this card and make it a little bit more elaborate. So it's a little bit more elaborate than the cards I'm sending to my customers, because they're just going to be literally that. And I am going to put the butterfly on because it just looked cute. So that's it. So that's how I came to create this card. I'm just going to use some tape to piece it together. So I've got I've not got my bone folder on the table. I'm just going to use the back of my scissors just to burnish that down. So I've got the base is an unusual size because I wanted it to, for a reason, I wanted it to perfectly fit these inside. So it's 5.5 by 4, so it's an 8 by 5.5 scored at 4. And then to get this on, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some Tombow onto the back of my hand. And I'm just going to kind of wipe it through it. Almost stick it onto my hand. And then I'm going to stick it onto the paper. I do want it all to be on the paper as well, so just use the side of my hand to just bat it down. And I'm just going to pop a little bit under there because it seems like I've missed a little bit. I'm going to just add another butterfly there because I've smudged it there as well. I'm just going to punch one out. Just bend it in the middle. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape. This is how you cover up your mistakes as well. So if you do smudge some glue, don't let it just, I mean, sometimes it might be in a place that you can't help. I'll need another one, don't I? And put another one at the top. Right, so there's a couple of things I've managed to cover up with this card. One is the fact that I'd snapped off the die cut, so you can't even see it anyway. Another is the glue splodge, the ink splodges that I've managed to cover up with the little butterflies. And the other is the fact that this thank you is a little bit off to the right. By popping the butterflies on, it kind of balances it out a little bit. And so I managed to salvage a few little things there. You might want to put little gems or something on your butterflies. I mean, I just think they're lovely as they are. I hope you like that, and thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you very soon.